Let's get ourselves connected. Gotta get yourself connected.
I always enjoy talking to businesses about how they use technology. Today, we're going to talk with Shimon Carmel. He's a photographer, and we're going to see how digital photography has changed over the past 10 years and what he looks for in a portable computer. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Shimon. Want to learn more about what you do. You're a photographer using technology as well. Tell me about your business.
Yeah, well, I'm a photographer here in Vancouver. I do a lot of things related to entertainment. I shoot a lot of actors, I shoot models, I do fashion, anything related to people, really. Mostly in studio, but I do a lot of stuff on location as well.
Technology really has affected your industry dramatically over the past 10 years. I mean,
definitely.
Obviously film was big back then, but digital photography has completely replaced film?
Just about. I mean, there's a few diehards who are still shooting film, but I'm completely digital.
Obviously, with the digital camera, you've got a digital workflow now. What do you look for in a laptop?
Something that's portable and powerful are the two main things. Because when I'm on location, I do need something I can load my images to quickly and have a look at them.
And so what kind of size screen would you look for? Like, what's the sweet spot for what you do?
Usually around 15 inches is pretty good. Any bigger than that, it gets a little cumbersome. Because you can zoom in on a 15, and as long as the screen's high resolution and has good brightness, that's just fine.
And storage. Obviously, you need a lot of storage for all the pictures you're going to be taking.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you're shooting raw files, and these days, I mean, you can easily come away from a shoot with, 20, 30 gigs worth of images.
You've got an HP Envy here. What made you decide to choose this particular model and brand? This is kind of one of the higher up models, not one of the $500 laptops.
No. Definitely a factor was cost. It's a really good price for what you're getting. It's got a really big hard drive. It's 500 gigs, and you can actually stick another one in there if you want. It's fast. It's got a quad-core Intel 7 processor. Speed is definitely important for importing and also just for working with your files, because, I mean, the images coming off the camera, they're usually about 40 megabytes just as raw files. And once you start layering it in Photoshop, you've got an image that's a couple hundred megabytes. So you definitely want some speed. Otherwise, you're sitting there waiting for things to load, and that could be kind of annoying.
What about battery life? Is that important?
It can be. I know on the Envy, it's got the optional slice battery, which actually does up to, I think it's 7.5 hours, which is really good.
This particular one comes preloaded with Windows 7. How does that factor into your overall workflow when you're doing your digital photography?
The general navigation, I just find is a lot better. It's just really easy to get around. It's got a few new features. It's got this snap tool where you can work on two screens at the same time, and they just automatically size each other. And it's got an indexing feature on it as well, so you can find archived images really quickly.
Where do you see the future of things going with your business now?
Things just keep getting bigger, as the cameras keep coming out, there are more megabytes, more information. So, speed and storage space just become more and more important. It's just getting more and more resolution all the time.
So where can people find out more information about your business and your work?
My website's definitely the best spot to go. It's shimoncarmel.com.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us on the show, Shimon.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Shimon Carmel talking about the digital workflow when it comes to photography.